Thanks for your support as a channel member, F1 Skiddy. 20 points separate Haas and Mercedes with 2 races remaining. But those 2 races are on street circuits, one at Singapore, one at Las Vegas. Today we tackle Singapore with a sprint race. Hello folks, and welcome to episode 37 of Haas with F2 and GP2 champions only. We are at the penultimate round of season 2 and it's the Singapore Grand Prix. It's a sprint weekend on the streets of Singapore. It's going to be absolute carnage because it always is on F1 Manager around Singapore. Before we get there though, I need to update you on our driver lineup. I have signed a new driver. Say hello to Formula 2 champion of 2024, Clement Novalak. The Frenchman joins us immediately after the Hungarian Grand Prix, which was the final round of the F2 season. So he was crowned champion here. As you can see, post-Hungary, he beat Oliver Bearman by, 30 odd points, I think. Yeah, so interestingly, his team did not win the team's championship. They finished second to Invicta, who had Oliver Bearman and Enzo Fittipaldi. But that's by the by. Clement Novalak is our reserve driver for the remainder of this season. It's out the door with Stoffel the Waffle. He never turned a wheel for us at a race weekend. And it's in with Clement Novalak. There's nothing else really to update you on other than we are researching everything we possibly can until the end of the season. I suppose we just need to get on track and crack on with practice. One and only practice session around Singapore. This is going to be really tricky. We need to make sure we finish in and around Mercedes and that we go to Vegas for the final round with something of a cushion. So I'm going to head to practice. I'll see you in qualifying. And hopefully this is a clean-ish weekend. Both cars into Q3 here for Singapore qualifying, but crucially, one of the Mercedes has failed to make the cut. That's George Russell in 11th. Alpine bumping him out with Pierre Gasly, future Haas driver by the way. And we are nicely in the top 10, 6th and 7th. And it was a little bit squeaky getting Nico Hülkenberg through in Q1. We actually had to do 3 runs. We aborted the 3rd one because we, by that point, knew we were safe. But we had to send him out on a second set of tyres. It was a bit squeaky, but second session much cleaner, and we will move into the final session then. Let's see what we can do and get ourselves a good slot for the sprint to be away from all of the chaos. Final laps of qualifying then. Nico Hülkenberg a second off the pace in 10th position. He's really struggled for pace, especially compared to Drugovich, who's done very, very well so far. Ahead of his teammate in all 3 sessions so far. And he might be looking to continue that as Perez goes top of the times for Red Bull. Hülkenberg is improving on this lap though, 26.7 versus, he's actually slightly quicker than his teammate through Sector 1 at the moment. Let's see what he can do through Sector 2. It's a 36.5. What does Felipe do? A 36.3. So maybe that's where Drugovich is doing the damage against Hülkenberg. Here comes Nico then. Across the line he goes 9th. Felipe stays 6th. Only a quarter of a second off the pace that's set by Perez. But I'll take that. Hamilton is in 5th. But we've got 2 cars in the top 10. And we've actually been bumped down to 7th by Sainz going 5th. But still, 2 cars nicely in the top 10. That's good for the sprint. We just need to navigate it safely now. As you can see, this is the results of the Singapore sprint. I just went to click stop recording and realised I hadn't even started recording. So what happened? We started Felipe Drugovich on softs, Nico Hülkenberg on mediums. Everybody else was also on softs. And they ran out of tyres essentially. We looked after ours. Hamilton, we picked him off on the final lap, moving both cars into the points on the final lap of the sprint. You didn't miss anything more dramatic than that. Carlos Sainz starts 11th because he basically chewed up his tyres. But we've picked up 5 points to Mercedes 1, which means we're now 24 points clear of the silver arrows. And we'll gain a couple more spots on the grid because Alonso and Verstappen have grid penalties. So, yeah, a bit of a boo-boo there from me on the recording side of things. But, yeah, you'll see the important thing, which is the Grand Prix, which is coming up right now. Going for a two-stop strategy with both drivers. That's the only way to do it around Singapore, really. Soft, medium, medium for Felipe. Medium, soft, soft for Hulkenberg. He has 2 fresh sets of soft tyres. Drugovich has 2 fresh mediums, as does Nico. So we've got options available. I think Drugovich has also got 2 sets of hards, and so has Hulkenberg, just 1 set of hard tyres. I've underfueled by 4 laps because I'm guaranteeing essentially a safety car or a red flag in this race. So yeah, let's prepare for some carnage and chaos around Singapore and do a motor race. Alright, the lights are on and we're looking for 5 specifically red ones. There they are. The lights are out. The race is on. And immediately Hulkenberg and Drugovich moving into position. Hulkenberg losing a place now to Hamilton, it looks like. Hopefully we can steal that back though. We have indeed. And I'm going to ask him not to fight his teammate just yet, because I don't want them just, slowing each other down or even risking crashing into each other. That would be very unfortunate now, wouldn't it? Lap 8, and Hamilton has snuck past both our drivers, but Drugovich is fighting back. He's not taking it lying down, and he's going to get himself hopefully back in front. No, are we going to get DRS round the final corner? Yes, we are, but we're not going to be able to make the move just yet. I will get Felipe to drive in clean air. Hulkenberg, where's my mouse gone? There it is. He is still under orders to not fight his teammate. Hamilton defending everything he can, but Drugovich, is he going to find the way through? No, he is not. So at the moment, actually, I'm quite happy to follow Hamilton. He seems fairly quick right now, so we'll just follow in the wheel tracks of the Mercedes, and like we did in the sprint, we'll pick him off when we need to. Here comes Drugovich up the inside. We might even just take it now, to be honest. We've got the inside line. Is that going to help us? No. Hamilton has the better line. Hulkenberg at the moment not close enough to pass his teammate. He's going much longer into this race, and the longer he goes, the more of a chance of a safety car that benefits him. So I'm going to ask him to attack his teammate, but Drugovich is going to come in on this lap anyway. And Nico needs to get a hurry on because Alonso is right behind him. So we don't really want to lose... Well, we will probably lose position to the Aston Martin. We don't really want to do it too quickly. Hulkenberg now passes his teammate, and I think everything's all right. In fact, it's so all right. Hulkenberg has just cruised up to the back of Hamilton and passed him. Look at that, round the outside. Beautiful move from the German, and that moves him into 3rd position. Drugovich has exited his pit stop in 15th place there, and he's about to start fighting with Valtteri Bottas, I think. He's got medium confidence. He's lacking a bit of confidence at the moment, is Felipe, and an overtake here will do it the world of good. There we go. And he goes shooting up. Lovely, lovely scenes. And we are pulling. Are we pulling away from Hamilton? I think we are slightly. So, yeah, he's still got DRS, but we are edging clear of the Mercedes. This is coming together quite nicely. Nico Hulkenberg pits from the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is going to overtake us on track. He's undercut everybody to get himself into position 1. Will we come out ahead of Hamilton? I don't think we will. We won't. Hulkenberg's actually going to come out in 9th, is he? Yeah, he's ahead of Ocon. But now he is on soft tyres, as is Alonso. Perez 2. But we're going to be much quicker with Nico than everybody in front. Drugovich is actually 4th at the moment. So, somehow. But I won't complain. This is pretty good from him. He's just saving some fuel right now. And dropping back from Hamilton, which is actually going to slow everybody else down. So that Hulkenberg can just cruise up to the back of them and pass them. And Alonso's going to do the same thing. So this kind of tactic might work really well for us. That's Drugovich retaking the position from Sainz. He's not held up Verstappen, who's danced through and is now third, but he's holding up the people he needs to, and Hülkenberg is still here, just sitting in the train, as are Russell and Ocon. So he's doing a wonderful job, is Felipe right now. Great spoiler action from him. He's going to have to come into the pit lane at some point soon, but if this lot, most of them are on hard, so Sainz and Stroll are at least. Alonso will have to stop again, so he could still come back at some of these guys and take the places. Hülkenberg we probably need to pick up the pace with, but everybody's in a DRS train. It's just about patience. Maybe it's about boxing early for a set of mediums and undercutting them all, but we'll see. He's now just behind Stroll, so we're still driving in clean air, so he's looking for the opportunities to pass. Hopefully they come his way. Drugovich doing a lovely job just driving this train. Annoyingly, we had got Hülkenberg ahead of Stroll, but now quickly it's tumbled back the other way. He's now behind George Russell and in 10th place. So our task with Nico just got a bit harder. That undercut option with the mediums is feeling a little bit more tempting now. Drugovich, though, continuing to be a complete wall. They just can't seem to get past him and get away. That will soon change because his tyres are going off, but he's doing a splendid job. Just we haven't been able to execute this part of Hülkenberg's strategy well enough to move him through the order. In comes Drugovich then for his second and final stop. Pit stops so far today have gone smoothly, but you can bet your bottom dollar now that I've said it, we're going to have a slow stop. And there it is. Right on cue. So that didn't work out as hoped. Hülkenberg now is challenging Sainz. We do need to save a little bit more fuel with the German, but hopefully we can find a way past the Ferrari. Russell has now got ahead and danced 4 seconds up the road. Sainz on his old hards, he's going to have to stop again. So yeah, I think the AI might be on softs towards the end, some of this lot. So the tables could very quickly turn. What does Hamilton put on his car? He's just he's going on to a set of mediums. Interesting. Time for Hülkenberg's stop then. And Drugovich now getting the message of low fuel. We need to continue saving that all-important fuel. Hülkenberg only just made it across the line in the sprint, which you obviously won't have seen. So we need to make sure we make it to the flag. Incredibly, 45 laps, not a single yellow flag, not even a hint of a safety car. So we need to continue saving that fuel. And then, I mean, unless we deliberately make Drugovich run out of fuel early or something and then have the safety car that way, we could maybe do that. But that would be actual race fixing, which has never happened at Singapore before, of course. I jest, 2008. Okay, our drivers are fighting away, and I'm going to ask Felipe not to fight his teammate and allow him through because he's on faster tyres. So hopefully Hülkenberg can drag Felipe along with him. At least that's the plan. Still short on fuel. We're just going to... I think Nico's all right, but... yeah, I think I've underfueled too much. But also, we've not had a safety car, which has just been absolutely absurd. This race is a guarantee for a safety car. Where is my safety car? Okay, there it is. Red flag. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, that could not have been more brilliantly timed. Zhou Guanyu, thank you very much. Oh, he's answered all my prayers. We've saved the fuel, and we can probably put... well, can we put on fresh tyres? We could put on something, I suppose. But, yeah, maybe this is why we should have gone with the mediums with Hülkenberg. So, what have we got? Soft? Yeah, we can't put anything on except hards for Drugovich, which would be absolutely suicidal. So, he's just going to have to stay on those mediums. And, I mean, we could put a set of mediums on Hülkenberg and then just absolutely attack on them. Just thinking the AI is probably going to switch tyres A lot of teams would have got a free stop. Probably a free set of softs. I'm going to go for a set of mediums with Hulkenberg and just gun it on them. Let's see what everybody puts on. See, a mixture of softs and mediums there, actually. So, yeah, maybe people were just struggling for tyres. Lights are out quickly. We are now back up to where we want to be on fuel. Let's attack on the tyres. 10 laps remain. It is literally a sprint. Hulkenberg needs you to drive in clean air and get attacking. Is he up the inside of Alonso? He absolutely is. Brilliant move from Nico Hulkenberg for P8. And now we can attack Carlos Sainz and George Russell. Tyre sitch. Use softs for a lot of people. New mediums for everybody else except Drugovich, who's just, you know, we couldn't have put hards on it. He'd have been absolutely screwed. But this could work out beautifully for us. It's P7 for Hulkenberg. He's just past Russell. Down the outside into the chicane in the final sector. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. That's more points in our pocket to extend our gap over Mercedes, which was 24 points coming into the Grand Prix after the sprint result. And now, with Hulkenberg on these mediums, although Hamilton's also on mediums, Drugovich up to 9th. He's now just past Alonso. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Come on, lads. No DRS. We're just pure speed. We are speed. It was always going to be a struggle for Drugovich against drivers on new tyres. He's now down to 12th. It's so unfortunate. He has driven a great race, but the timing of the red flag completely killed him. He had no, other than hard tyres, he had no new tyres to go to. Very frustrating, but what can you do? Hulkenberg, on the other hand, is doing the business. As one car goes backwards, the other one is going forwards. He's just past Lewis Hamilton for P6. And it could get better because that is Carlos Sainz, and just ahead of him are everybody up to second place. So we're just going to attack on the tyres. There's 4 laps to go. We might as well go for it. So let's, in a word, we're approaching the final lap of the race. I'm going to turn everything up with Hulkenberg. We're just half a second behind Sainz. 5th place would be wonderful. Drugovich scrapping away over 12th against Ricciardo. Let's attack on the tyres with him. Or at least secure a top 12 finish. And Hulkenberg, can we get you into P5? Come on. DRS open. Are we driving in clean air? We are, but not really enough to make the move. Sainz has got DRS as well, so that's making it doubly difficult. Let's deploy battery with Drugovich to make sure that we make the move. And Hulkenberg is sending it on Sainz. Come on, lad. Sainz had the inside line. We're out of ERS, so that means we probably won't have any... Whoa, that was close to contact. We won't have any more boost from the battery. And we'll have to settle for 6th. Hamilton has scraped P7 for Mercedes. Russell only 9th. Alonso, who looked really fast this weekend, only 10th and stuck behind the Mercedes. Hulkenberg comes across the line then for 6th place as Sergio Perez wins the race for Red Bull, closing up the title fight. And sadly, Drugovich will come home for 12th. Not quite the Grand Prix we were after, but still a massive result here for us. We extended the lead over Mercedes, or at least we've held the lead, I suppose. Hamilton will get 6 points, yeah, so it actually remains at 24 points, I would think. But yeah, the red flag helped us in that it saved our fuel, but it completely ruined our strategy with Drugovich, meaning we only scored points with one car, which is disappointing. Anyway, here's how the constructors table looks. So we've scored 13. That is 24 points. Yep, there we go. Lovely. My maths was correct. In the Drivers' Championship, Perez, if he wins the final race and Verstappen doesn't finish on the podium, then he could win the World Championship still. Absolutely insane. How Max Verstappen hasn't won this, I don't know. But we'll have to keep an eye on that in the season finale in Vegas. So we have successfully made it through Singapore without destroying the cars. On to Vegas. One last final hurrah. It's in our hands. Mercedes need a massive result to turn this around. We have got one hand on P4. We need to secure it in the final round. I can rest easy for now. We've got the lead going into Vegas over Mercedes. We just need to finish off the job now. So make sure you join me for that next time out. Leave a like on this video and subscribe for more F1 Manager content in the future. I'll be sorting out the new calendar for Season 3 as well. I've done the straw poll. You've been voting on it. It's been great. So thank you very much for that. I'll be putting that together after Vegas, of course. And I'll see you there. You're the best fans. Bye for now.